All right, so here it is. This just came. This is from Eric Lee Smith, famous creator of U.S. Civil War from Victory Games and many other great titles. But this is a new one from Compass Games. Just got it in the mail. Battle Hymn Volume 1, Gettysburg and Peerage. So let's take a quick look here. Should be some pretty familiar cover art here. I think this was used in a couple of other games along the way. And let's take a look at the back here. One of the things I really liked about this were these maps, and we're going to take a look at the real deal. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of the stats for the game that they show off here. We got complexity kind of on the low, medium side. We've got playing time around 5 hours. No big surprise there. A couple of maps. Just over 500 playing pieces. Solitaire rating is high. And that's really what I'm going to be putting this to the test. So this should be great. I've never seen the work of Antonio Pinar. If I have, then I probably haven't been paying close enough attention, because this is really beautiful, and these counters look fantastic as well. I love the design on these. I think it's really great. So let's go ahead and tear into this thing and see what we can come up with. So let's fumble around real quick here. Oh, look at that! It popped right off on the first try. If only I can grab it. Through the power of video editing, we've gone ahead and opened this box top, which I had no idea would be on there quite so snugly, but it is insanely snug. Of course, a bunch of 10-sided die, one gray one, so that's going to be interesting to take a look at. This is their little advertisement. We got the standard rules. They clock in at about 20 pages here. And this is, I like this non-glossy but full color. I love that. Big fan. Special rules. This has all kinds of cool stuff in it. It has all the different scenarios, the reinforcement and setup charts and those sorts of things, which is great. It looks like it's all laid out really easy to find and stuff like that. I also like that it's color-coded. Very cool. Loving that. Player aid charts. This is great. One thing I hate are little flimsy, awful player aid charts. These are at least some nice glossy cardstock, so that's awesome. More player aids. I'm not going to go through all of these, of course, but it's interesting how much, like, just dead space is around this chart. It would have been nice to have full-size hexes, maybe, as the samples. I mean, I can certainly see what's going on here, and it's got a very, like, era-appropriate frame around it, but, I mean, there's just so much that's, like, dead white space in this that could have been used to make those images just so much bigger. All right, we have some counter sheets here. Let's take a look. These are really beautiful. Great job. Here's counter sheet number 2. Kind of like some of the subtle, like, texturing they've done here. Let's see if we can, yeah, there we go, get some of that subtle texture into it. Counter sheet number 3. So again, I've done this really nice job. Like, I like it because up close with a camera, it really pops out, but further back, you don't necessarily see it quite so distinctly, and it's just, it looks great. So I'm a fan. All right, so this was like the reason that got me to order this game, like sight unseen and really outside of the topic. I think I've got, I don't know, 10, 12 Gettysburg games at this point, between magazine games and full, like, box releases. And of course, my favorite of those Gettysburg games is Last Chance for Victory, but, you know, then again, I don't want to take up this whole, you know, table setup edge to edge to set that up every time I want to play a Gettysburg game. So I'm always on the hunt for, like, these great Gettysburg games, and certainly Lee Strikes North is, like, a great one from Command Magazine, but wow, I really like this in person. I mean, you can even tell, and I don't even have this laying flat and with, like, plexi on it or anything, but you can even tell, just looking at it, how thematic these lines are. It's like they've done such a good job. We used to have these antique books when I was a kid that had maps where the hills were drawn with this kind of, like, I don't know, like hatching maybe is the best way to put it. But it's just been done so well. I mean, like, you can see just how light the hatching is on this side versus this interior curve. So it looks nice in 3D. Now, of course, these are exaggerated, right? And particularly when we get into, you know, kind of looking at the fish hook here, right? When we look at the fish hook, it's one of these deals where, you know, we're kind of seeing it's a little exaggerated from what it might be. But overall, great. I also like, again, lots of stuff on the map itself. So not a great use on space on the terrain sheet, but they did a really nice job of taking advantage of every last little bit of space that they could fit in here. Plus, I love this piece up here. That's like, it just looks great. It's so thematic and fantastic. They've done such a good job with it. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's Gettysburg. Let's take a look at Peerage. So here's the Peerage map. Again, same beautiful attention to detail, but not exactly the same. They went with a different kind of look and typeface for this that's just spot on, really and truly. Again, they don't use the full hex. I know some people like that, some people don't. It certainly lets the map graphics shine through, and it's become more and more popular over the last maybe couple of years. I've seen it more frequently. But again, really beautiful layout here. For a battle that was fought largely in the woods, boy, this gives you that sense of just how claustrophobic and how blind some of these units must have been, and truly relying on some of the natural terrain and roads and how important those must have been to hold. So I don't know a whole lot about Peerage. I know I should. That's a massive gap there in my Civil War history knowledge. But again, really beautiful job with the map. And again, great attention to detail of getting as much onto the map as possible. I love that, and I'm becoming more and more a fan of, like, how much can we get onto a map and provide a rich game. So I think this is going to be a winner. This is going to be headed your way as soon as I can get done with this bad boy over here, which has just been sitting sort of in a stasis now for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks it's looked like this. So I'll probably have to go back and restart the solo tutorial on this thing again so that I can make sure I know it really well before I take it out of the house and start trying to get local folks to play it with me. And I have a good time with this game. But of course, coin games are great, but I always love taking a look at some games like this because, wow, what a beautiful package Compass has put together here. This is just really exciting. I'm so thrilled with what they've been able to accomplish here in terms of the graphic design and layout, and just what a great package to have all at once. Wonderful. Well, this will get posted as soon as possible, and you can take a look at it. So if you have any feedback, if you've played it, if you were a play tester, leave some comments below. Subscribe if you want to see more video content from Wargame HQ.